Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. So today's just going to be a fun little peek into turning trash into treasure. I'm going to do a flip through of this little baking soda box journal. I don't think I've shared this yet, and if I have, I apologize. It'll just be a quick little share. As you can see, it's not very big. And then I just want to share a couple of things that I've done with some junk mail, how I turned it into some fun tag pockets and stuff. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Okay, this was a baking soda box that I took apart. As far as I cut one side off, and I just made it into a little journal using some, I have lots of printable unused printable pieces and whatnot laying around, so I always try to use everything up if I can. And so this is what I did. I just covered the outside box. Well, actually, I used a piece of fabric from the thrift store, and then I covered the fabric with some paper, made pockets at the front and the back, and I stuck some tags, a Monopoly card. I like to collect old games, and I use the parts of the games as ephemera pieces. This is like a little travel. It became a travel themed journal, a little stamp and a little piece of, well, it's a luggage, and I used as a little tuck pocket. And it's 2 signatures, and I just used my own coffee dyed, these food coloring dyed pages. And inside cover has a pocket with, again, with an authentic stamp. Queen Elizabeth on the front, tucked in another piece of luggage here. So as you can see, again, everything's related to travel. Some tickets. This was so fun to make. And this has a little, I guess I used a little glassine bag for another pocket. I haven't looked through this for a while. See what I even did here. Okay, so more tuck spots, more tickets, and again, a couple tags, and I'm not even sure how I did this here. Oh, I guess this isn't okay, they're glued to the back here. This was a little mail tag. I guess goes at the back here. And then just some blank pages. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I just have to create almost every day. So this was one of those on the fly types of creations. But another glassine bag made into multiple pockets for tags and such. You can see the oven. I dried the paper in the oven wrap prints. So yeah, it's like a little blank travel journal. It might even be fun to put in your purse and, journal events and stuff that you go to or what have you on your vacation. Aren't these adorable? And this is the second signature. Again, just a bunch of blank pages. Another layered pocket made out of a glassine bag and piece of, oh yeah, this was like, I think I folded this, I guess a recipe type card. It was a printable. Folded it over and then I made it into a pocket. And again, everything has a travel themed tag to it. Not sure how this goes. Maybe just at the back. the inside of the back cover. Luggage, another little stamp, 10-cent stamp. Just various pieces of ephemera. And that is that. So I thought this was really super cute. Don't throw away your baking soda boxes, guys, or you know how you can turn your trash into treasure. Okay, this was fun as well to make. I'll show you what it's made out of. So I got these in the mail. Or actually what I did do, oh no, we recently bought an RV camper. And at the place we bought it, I asked if I could take a few extras that this was sitting on our salesman's desk, because of course I have visions of turning things into journaling, anything journaling. So what I did, let's have a look at this first. So we got a flap that opens here. It's like this library tag calendar pocket type thing. I just got, you know, taking my pages and making just something out of something. You know how it goes, guys. And this is the back, and it's just full of like tags and journaling cards, and they're all flashcards of some sort. And I just stuffed a whole bunch in the back, covered it with my dyed paper. So it's just a 3-paneled decorated pocket to be used any way you want. Library cards tucked in the sides. This is a little pocket here. I just put like old book page. Used old ledger paper as well, and then a bunch of library cards. The ledger page was long, and then I just folded it up and I glued along the edge here, and it became a pocket. So that's kind of fun, just an ephemera stash keeper, if you will. So let's have a look at what I did. So basically I took the inside of the cover, or no, I didn't. I turned the outer edge like this, and I made a pocket. This is a bit of a thicker brochure, so I'm going to use my bone folder. So that's the front, that's the front folding right here. Folded it over, made a pocket, glued here. And then you open it up and you just decorate the inside however you want. And then I took for this inside of the back, what did I do? Oh, okay, I folded it over like this, and then I did the same thing as I did at the front. And I just made a pocket. So many different ways to be folding these. Depends if you want top loading, if you want side loading. And I staggered so that you could see the folds when it was closed. So yeah, and then just decorate, and then you can even use this, I think, if you're making a specific journal and you're using all kinds of your ephemera or whatever, however you're going to decorate your journal, you could use this as what you would stash all your ephemera in as you're making that project. So that's that. That was fun to make. And this is what I sat down and started doing yesterday. Well, what I did do is I went through all my envelopes. I needed to organize my envelopes, which ones were new, which ones were old. So these are, of course, unused. These are all old. But just to give you an idea of how many envelopes I have laying around, there's another bundle here. And then I've got this entire this entire little container full as well. So I have, and this is only, I bet you, a quarter of the amount of envelopes I have, guys. Again, my husband's an accountant, so I get a lot of his envelopes, but of course envelopes that come in the mail. And these are just 2 larger envelopes that I decided to turn into a journal. So it's all very organic. I didn't do a whole lot of decorating yet because, like I said, I just sat down and just ended up making this. So I grabbed a whole pile of different pages. Just scrap pages, and then I just made a signature out of it, and then I sewed the signature in. This is like, see, that's just a ratty paper bag. Calendar from the thrift store book. These are all, this is from making my bagels on parchment. I dried the paper out and I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't want to throw them out, so I have bagel stained paper, paper from the mail, stained paper. This is a printable, of course, but most of it, this is a crossword book I have from the thrift store, magazine pages, more parchment paper, and this is an Amazon package. I like the feel of that, so I added it. How I'll decorate this, I'm not sure yet. There's the middle of the signature, covered with more parchment stained paper. Some ledger, dyed paper, old magazine. I think I've done a couple pages of decorated, but other than that, it's going to be just something I probably grab here and there and work through. A really old calendar book. I have to tear it down to fit. So what am I doing? I guess what it's becoming is, it's becoming, I think, an embroidery themed. I did a top loading pocket on the front of the cover, and then I just had this really large, I have an embroidery book that I'm using from time to time for my journal cards and stuff. So I thought that looked pretty, or just really kind of cool. And on the inside, I just decorated with book page, old magazine paper, and then I made this like stacked pocket. The side loader here, you can see it peek out the front. And then this is a pocket here, and cute ephemera. I covered this journaling card with more of my parchment, or my bagel stained parchment paper. And then I made a side loading pocket here. So it's sewing themed and embroidery themed. I think that's what I'm going to do. Keep it to that. And the inside of the back cover is another one of these pockets made out of paper, just plain old coffee dye paper. So side loading pocket. And then this couple little embroidery themed tags. This is cute, little mini clothespin. And then a tag, an embroidered tag, printable, and I glued it onto a really old piece of foolscap ledger, if you will. It's so old it's brittle. You can see a little bit brittle, but I thought, oh, this will make a really cute journaling card. And I just tucked it in the back. And let's see. So the back of the journal is a side loader pocket. And this is part of my embroidery themed book. I used my circle punch and I cut tags out of some more pieces of the embroidery paper. So this is just the beginning of something fun. I just spent a little time this morning working on, this was this envelope here. So I just decided to use these for my ephemera while I'm working on this particular journal. This is an envelope I'll use in the journal. But this envelope here was the same as this, and I decided what I would do instead of using it as an envelope. You know how the envelope, you fold it into an envelope, it's a printable. So instead of using it as one, I turned the print side like this, and then I took these side flaps and I folded them this way to create a little pocket. Used a couple, used my Crop-A-Dile, and it became a little journaling tuck. So I'm going to probably just place it on one of the pages in the journal. But for now, I'm also using it as my ephemera stacker. And here's all the ephemera. You can see, look at the theme. Isn't it pretty? Embroidered pages and tags. I'm going to have fun working in it, I think. These I got from a thrift store. So I thought, oh, that's kind of reminded me of embroidery. So we're going to put that in somehow. And some more ephemera pieces, tags. I just glued this onto a piece of construction paper and I made it a pocket. So somehow, some way, this will all fit into this very trashy journal. So that'll be fun to work through. So that's it, guys. I thought I'd do a quick little video and share with you what's on my desk currently, and just maybe give you some ideas on how to use up your mailers and make some fun things and take your baking boxes and make them into journals. And with that, I think I'll just end the video and we will catch up with you real soon. Bye, guys.